people, how are we doing? I know a lot of you will be saying, where have you been, man? Where have you been hiding? Well, man's got busy, man. Sorry. I had a lot of things to do, and I'm back now. I'm back here to give you Game Week 30. Yeah? We've missed a couple of weeks, maybe Game Week 27, 28, 29. But we are back for Game Week 30, guys. So I hope you haven't missed us that much. And if you're just joining us for the first time, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Road to 500. Yeah? Road to 1K. We are getting there. So yeah, Game Week 30. And if you know what's happened midweek, all the English teams played in the Champions League, except one, Man United. They went there. Yeah, they all played and none of them won, including my team, Arsenal. None of them won their game. So it's a bit disheartening. But a few of them still have hope. The likes of Newcastle, Liverpool, and Arsenal. They still have hope. But the likes of Chelsea, Tottenham, and Man City, I'm not sure, man. One of them might scale through, but the obvious one maybe might be either Chelsea or Man City. But Tottenham, I feel that's the end of the road for the Champions League. But they have to focus on more important things, staying in the league, because that's where their priority should lie now, because they're, very, very much in a relegation battle. So they need to get their acts together to make they don't fall off into the championship. It'll be dark, man. It'll be dark if they actually fall off. Everyone who supports Tottenham, we would miss them a lot in the Premier League. The likes of Tobes, Expressions, Abby Summers, Fuad, the rest of them, to name just a few that I know, that I follow. But it would be sad if they leave. But I'm an Arsenal fan. I personally don't want them to go. I like the North London derby, where we keep getting 6 points every season. So I want my guaranteed 6 points to remain. But it's football. Anything can happen. So before we go into Game Week 30, let us look at what happened in Game Week 29. Yes, Game Week 29. And Bournemouth, Brentford, they drew, as we know. Everton, Burnley. Everton beating Burnley 2-0. Leeds versus Sunderland. Sunderland beating Leeds. That wasn't expected. Wolves versus Liverpool. Liverpool losing to Wolves 2-1. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Chelsea running riot, winning 4-1. Brighton versus Arsenal. Arsenal winning that one 1-0. Fulham versus West Ham. West Ham running away with the win there, beating Fulham away from home. Man City, Nottingham Forest. That was the one that got everyone shocked. Man City drew 2-2. Newcastle versus Manchester United. Newcastle beating Man United 2-1. And Tottenham versus Crystal Palace. And Tottenham losing at home to Crystal Palace 3-1. That was not great for them. It wasn't great. Yeah. So the way the table stays after Game Week 29, Tammy Zach is still in the lead with 655 points. Osita is second with 615 points. And there's a joint third this week. Dion and Anu are both sharing the points with 611 points. I'm right behind them, guys. I'm right behind them. And if you look at the bottom, in 12th we have David, 515 points. We have King T, who is on 493 points. And then Yema is now bottom with 490 points. Yep. Okay, let's quickly look at Game Week 30. Game Week 30. West Ham host Manchester City. And I believe this will be a very tough game for Man City, considering what's just happened in midweek as well in the Champions League, where they lost 3-0 to Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. So I believe this one, West Ham are fighting for their life. So it will be a very, very tough game. And because of that, I'm actually going to go for a West Ham win. I'm going to back West Ham to do the business and beat Man City 2-1. I'm going for 2-1. Burnley versus Bournemouth. I'm going to go for Bournemouth to travel to Burnley and get a result. I'm going to go for Burnley to lose 2-1. So Bournemouth winning 2-1 away from home. Crystal Palace versus Leeds. Crystal Palace to win that one. They look good against Tottenham, and I think this might be a game that would spur them on to play well till the end of the season. And I hear Mateta is back now, so that might be a good boost for them. I'm going to go for Crystal Palace to win 2-1. Crystal Palace to win 2-1. Sunderland versus Brighton. Sunderland will not be happy with their last game where they were knocked out of the FA Cup. And Brighton not happy with the way they lost to Arsenal in their last game. So I see this game being very cagey. But I believe Sunderland, who have been very good at home, although they've eventually lost at home now, beating Brighton. Sunderland beating Brighton 2-1. Chelsea versus Newcastle. A big game. One of the star games of the weekend. Chelsea versus Newcastle. Both teams were in the Champions League action in midweek. So it's not like one has an advantage over the other. So, well, maybe Newcastle because they were at home. But they are traveling to Chelsea for this one. So I believe this game would end in a 2-2 draw. A 2-2 draw. Difficult to pick out a winner. Arsenal versus Everton. A very big game for Arsenal because they need to keep that lead, that momentum against City going. Everton, on the other hand, they've been playing well lately. They've won their last 2 games and they would fancy themselves against Arsenal to cause an upset. But Arsenal know what they're fighting for. So I believe they will take this game very seriously. It could be one of them games where you think it will be cagey, but Arsenal would run riots and score a lot of goals, maybe 3-4-0. But I'm just going to stay humble and say Arsenal to win 2-0. Arsenal beating Everton 2-0. Another big game, Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Manchester United haven't played for like 11 days now, so you're not sure what team would turn up. Would they be well rested, ready to go, or the rest might have kind of like made them too lackluster in the way they're going to approach the game? But Aston Villa, they had a game on Thursday against Lille away from home, so they might be buzzing as well, getting that win away from home. But this is a different kettle of fish. And I see Man United getting the result that they need because they are also fighting for top 4. Villa look like they are spiraling downwards. So it might continue against Man United. So I see Man United beating Villa 2-0. Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. Nottingham Forest need to win as well. They're fighting for their life. Fulham haven't played well lately. They lost their last league game. They lost in the FA Cup as well to, was it Southampton or Port Vale? One of them. They lost, they lost to one of them anyway. So they need to get their acts together. But I think that this one might be a bit difficult because Nottingham Forest, they need the win. They need to get a result in this game. Another big game, or you would imagine it should be a big game, but because of where Tottenham are this season, it might not be. Liverpool versus Tottenham. Liverpool-Tottenham. Liverpool lost in midweek as well against Galatasaray. So they might want to make amends in this game. Tottenham lost as well, but they're playing away and they're playing a decent team in Liverpool. So I see this game, Liverpool beating Tottenham 4-1. Liverpool beating Tottenham 4-1. Brentford versus Wolves. Brentford Wolves. Wolves, they are on the up lately, but they lost the FA Cup to Liverpool. You're not sure if that would have an effect on them or not. They've been playing well in the league. Brentford have been doing well. In fact, I've got to be honest. I didn't think Brentford would do this well this season, especially with Thomas Frank leaving Brentford. I thought they would struggle, but little did I know. They're doing so well. In fact, their striker is second, and he might catch Erling Haaland. If Erling Haaland doesn't start scoring again, he might catch him. He might catch him. So, well done to Brentford, and I see them beating Wolves. It might be very tight, but I see them beating Wolves 2-1. So I'm going to go for Brentford to beat Wolves 2-1. Yeah. So that's my predictions. Let us know in the comment section your predictions. What do you think is going to happen this week? Any upsets you think is going to be on the cards? Let us know in the comment section. Yeah. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, guys. Bye.
Don't check this.